Hi, Kylie here. Is a tiny house the same as a modular compact construction? No. No, it's not. In terms of general conception as to what they are. Tiny house tends to be the buildings on wheels. And with that comes a set of conditions that you need to comply with. They are that the building must be able to be registerable, that'll do, on the road, therefore you're limited to width, 2.4 wide. Most of these are designed to comply with caravan construction rules. So they don't comply with your National Construction Code, they comply with your caravan construction rules. So they're a lot more lightweight structure because they've also got a lot stricter weight limits. So that also means it's one of the reasons they don't absolutely fill these things with storage is because they just can't get the weight into it and still be able to tow it on the road. With these, you also will need a decent vehicle to tow them, and the bigger the tiny house, the bigger the vehicle. And what is happening too, what a lot of people don't realise, and I didn't know this either, and I've designed a tiny house just as an experiment to see if I could, and I didn't realise till I went and spoke to a couple of companies, is that most of them, even though they're designed to comply with caravan park rules, they're not designed to be towed around a lot. It's not something you can just hook up and tow around the country, that sort of thing. I have seen a couple that have managed to get their construction to that level. Absolutely love it. But just be mindful that it is different. A lot of them are only designed to be towed from the origin of manufacture to its permanent location, and that's about it, because they're just not designed to be the wind, aerodynamic, that's the word I'm looking for. Whereas with a modular compact construction, they're designed to be moved on the back of a truck, and that gives us a whole lot of other fun stuff to play with. We're not limited to the 2.4 wide, we can go up to quite a bit wider. Now we choose to keep it under 3.5, about that much, because if we do that we don't need the permits and the guide cars on the road. So we have the same height limits as the tiny houses. They tend to get a bit more ceiling height inside theirs because their floors are lower to the ground because of the trailer base. Modular, we have our floors, ceilings, we don't have quite the same height because the bed of the truck is higher than what a bed on a tiny house trailer is. We can do ours wider. In factory, we need to comply with the National Construction Code. So that's the code that people use on the roads. No, that's the code they use on the on-site to build. So we have all the same codes that you've got to have on a site-built house, even though it's being delivered on a truck. We have the same, fire codes, the same wind codes, same bracing codes, all of that sort of stuff. And we actually beef them up a little bit more because we need some extra rigidity on our structure because we're going to pick this thing up and put it on the back of a truck. So because we don't have the same weight limits, in factory you can put in a lot more storage. You can put in a lot more of that lifestyle support stuff basically inside a house. Where your books going, where's your vacuum going, all of that sort of stuff. You've got more flexibility with a compact modular than you do in a tiny home. Both of them have an amazing place in our industry. I personally love both of them, but I just keep getting asked, are we doing a tiny house? And the answer is no. And so they're your major differences. What codes are they constructed with? What limits are placed on them in terms of, do you have to register it on the road like a tiny house? Can you put it on the back of a truck like a compact modular house? And so there's a number of differences between the two buildings. One's going to suit some people, one's going to suit the other people. So just ask the right questions, find out which building really suits you. They have different council approval requirements. So yeah, going to keep up the conversation. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.